growth. Prices are slowly increasing. 15% appreciation value in the valley this year. Next year, I don't necessarily look to see 15%. It'll be a good increase. So things are definitely on the upswing.
Areas that you see that are stronger than other parts of the Treasure Valley, where would you see the biggest strength, do you think?
Really, it's in all parts of the valley. There is strong sales in southeast Boise, over in Harris Ranch. As far as out in Star has made a big comeback. It's doing very well. Mm-hmm. The big lag time has been in new construction, and this year new construction has absolutely taken off and has become a very strong force in the market. So all parts of the valley have really done well.
Jake, we've all seen that the real estate market's improving. You have the experience for 22 years. I mean, why does a buyer want to come work with you versus any of the other agents in the area? What kind of sets you apart, or why would a buyer want to work with you?
In my experience with buyers, the key for a buyer to work with a realtor is determined on trust and experience. And those two things, I think I've proven myself over the past several years. And trust and experience are a big factor. And one of the reasons on experience is because in your case as a lender, you have to get your buyer to a qualified lender to make sure that they know what they can purchase. And if you just take somebody out and drive them around in your car and try to sell them a house before they're pre-qualified, that's not going to cut it. So it's really, you have to have a trust relationship with your buyer, and you have to have experience. And those are, I mean, I could go on and on, but those are two things that are very important.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the two things that I've seen too. And really, so yeah, it's kind of a two-part thing. You got to find a lender that you can trust and has the experience to make sure you're getting the right loan, and you know what you can be qualified for and know what your payments are going to be. And then you also got to find a realtor that you can trust, that you know is going to have your best interest in mind, and work for you to get you the best deal out there when you're out there buying for a home. So, and we've talked a lot in the past weeks about buying a home, the steps to buy a home, get the best deal, get the best mortgage. We wanted to talk a little bit today, maybe to those people who are out there who might be looking to sell their home. Jake, do you think it's a good time to sell?
I definitely think it's a good time to sell. With 15% appreciation value in the valley in this past year, in addition to the low inventory that we have and the market which is improving, which adds value to your home, it's a fabulous time to sell at your property now.
Is there a price range of houses that tend to be moving quicker than others?
I would say anything from $100,000 to $300 price range is the heart of the market. Mm-hmm. If you get into that $400, $500 range and up, it's definitely a slower market because we don't have that as many buyers. But that market in the 100 range to 300, 350 has been excellent.
In 22 years, how has being a real estate agent changed as far if you're trying to sell a home? How has it changed for you?
When we first started in real estate, all we had was a lockbox and a sign. And you did a little bit of advertising in the newspaper. Mm-hmm. 22 years later, you still have a lockbox, you have a sign, but now you have a name writer, you have a 24-hour answering service off your sign, and the internet has taken over a huge part of marketing properties for the seller. Since 95% of all home buyers go to the internet to look to purchase a home, helping marketing a home is really involved using the internet. And the system that we use is AmeriFirst marketing system, and it involves all the websites you can imagine to market a property. There's text codes, we have QR codes, as I mentioned, we have sign writers. We're on Google's lists and all sorts of other lists such as Realtor.com, Zillow, and etc. So marketing is a key element for the realtor to work with the seller, and the days of just putting a sign in the yard and hoping somebody calls is not going to do the job. So it's really pricing, staging, and marketing is the three things I preach to my sellers. And we have a complete marketing package that we give them to show them how we're going to advertise their home on the internet.
So if I'm looking for a real estate company to sell my home, I really need to dig in and see how it is they're selling homes. If they I remember when I first bought my first home, that secret weapon, multiple listing. That was the secret weapon. I need to go in and really make sure that there's more to this company than just just a sign in the yard and an open house with balloons.
Exactly.
Jake, you mentioned that, a lot of the benefits of the marketing that you offer for your clients. I've talked to a lot of realtors, and honestly, I think there are a lot out there who do just put the home on the MLS and stick a sign in the yard. And put
a balloon on the sign.
And a balloon and a few flyers in the flyer box. And wait and hope for it to sell. I know there's realtors out there that do it that way. So if you're looking to sell your home, you need to find someone, and I've seen the marketing that Jake does using this system. These property websites, it's a specific property website that he can create for your home with HD photos and virtual tours.
Jake Conklin in studio with us with Coldwell Banker. Of course, Jim Dildine, the mortgage expert with AmeriFirst Financial. So you really need to get somebody who's current and understands to get to sell that home. Otherwise, you're going to get a balloon on a sign.
I think so.
It's the international symbol for we're selling houses. That's that balloon out there on the sign. So tell me a little more, Jake, as far as selling homes today. What are the ways can you get a competitive edge as somebody trying to sell their home, or for an agent to get that competitive edge? Share some of your secrets with the other agents out there listening in right now, that competitive edge on selling things. What are some of the other things we can do?
Well, but back to the marketing part of the equation is being able to post this home that you're going to sell on Craigslist, being able to blog, have it on Facebook, being able to Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and to Google. I mean, those are things that, I hate to date myself, but 20 years ago, those were not in existence.
No, they weren't.
And being able to create that market search for a buyer looking for a property with this marketing system is really, I think, is the key, is one of the key factors in having an edge over somebody else. A professional photographer that we use to come in and do a virtual tour for your property is something that was never done before. And I don't think that some agents, even to this day, they go out and take a camera and take a photo. But if you have a listing, you should have a virtual tour for your seller, and that's not something that even the seller has to pay for. But it's definitely an advantage for you to market that property for the seller outside just the actual newspaper. You're getting it out in the internet to, like I said, thousands of people, and like I said, 95% of all home buyers go to the internet before they purchase a home.
And for me as a shopper, if I can go online and if I can see a virtual tour of that house, it's such a big advantage over the guy who's just got a picture posted of the house from the curb. It's such a big advantage for me to see, this is something I want to see in person.
Exactly. Back to talking about if it's a good time to buy. I'd like to just give you a quick story on of a property that I sold here in the last 2 or 3 months. And the buyer was a young man that works has a great job, and first-time home buyer, paying $800 rent per month, has 2 children, living in an apartment, and we got him qualified for RD financing, which is a type of loan that you can get. He was able to purchase a home for $108,000, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It was completely new inside. He paid $108,000 for it. He got, it was about 1,250 square feet. His payment was $655. That's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance.
And how much was his rent before?
$800. So
he could start making an investment and save almost $200 a month.
Exactly. And he got 100% financing, and he had less than $500 that he had to put down to purchase that home. So for somebody that's out there in our market that is renting, there is no reason, if you have a job, that you cannot qualify for a property. And so you can, with our market right now, it's cheaper to buy than it is to rent. So there's an example of why it's a great time to buy.
Well, Jake, let me ask you this. Jake Conklin, who's with us at Coldwell Banker. If somebody wants to get hold of you to talk to about either selling their house or maybe buying a house, how and where do they get hold of you?
Jake at jakeconklin.com, and that's Conklin. Jake at jakeconklin.com, or 866 7866. That's my direct cell number.
And, of course, if you can't remember that, Jim is here every week, the mortgage expert. You can contact Jim, and Jim can get you in touch with Jake. Somebody stopped me the other day and said, now, the guy that you talk to on the weekends about real estate, is that the guy with the iPad thing? Which I said, yes.
I've been stopped a few times myself with that same comment. Are you the guy giving away the free iPad? So
how does that work?
We got a really cool promotion going right now. It's for a limited time. It's not going to go on forever, but for a limited time, we're giving away a free iPad as a closing gift to our clients. So whether you're looking at refinancing and want to save some money on your payment every month, or you're a renter out there like Jake just explained, who's tired of renting and wants to get into buying a home and maybe even have a lower payment, or you're just out there and you're going to be buying whatever home. For a closing gift, we're throwing out a free iPad for our clients as our thank you for doing business with us. And, it's just a cool promotion we got going.
Guy asked me, said, is that just an enticement to get you to come in? And I said, yes. Yes, yeah, that's exactly it.
Simple enough.
But the thing that will seal the deal, like we were talking earlier in the show, if you get refinanced, if you knock your interest rate down, the amount of money that you're going to save monthly, that's the thing that'll seal the deal.
That's what'll seal the deal. And like we've talked about this week and in past weeks, you got to work with someone with the experience and that can do that free credit consultation. You go through your credit with you, give you tips to improve that, things that you can do so you make sure you get the absolute best rate possible, get the best loan for your situation.
Jim, I know that cell phone is always on. If somebody wants to get hold of you, how do they do it?
Yeah, cell phone is 703-9696. You can call me, you can text me, evenings, weekends, anytime you have a question on mortgage or financing or real estate, or visit my website, jimthebanker.com.
This has been The Mortgage Experts. To talk with Jim Dildine at AmeriFirst Mortgage, call 703-9696. And listen again next week to The Mortgage Experts.